Well, hello there. It's good to have you back. You're always welcome here at Lamplighter Theatre. On our last visit...
It is the messenger. Comes from the Valley of the Shadow. The second horse is for me.
This is treachery!
No, Constant, it is destiny. Farewell, dear comrade. But grieve not, for this day I shall see the king in his glory. It is time to sheathe my sword.
Farewell, Sirrah.
They are the shield and sword of Sir Pellerin. Long ago, he came to this pass and met the Veiled Sisters. And when they touched him, his assurance passed like a shadow.
Thou knowest the truth in thy heart. There is no city beyond the hills. It is a fable, beautiful but false. The splendid way is a way of folly.
If there were a great king, this evil could not be.
Yes, if there was a great king. Sister, I have touched his heart. It is ours.
Sir Constant, the Veiled Sisters thou confronted are sorrow and pain. Though they have great power, they are under the king's rule. When thou spake to them in the king's name, they are commanded to lead thee to my presence. Well done.
The splendid way was not all difficulty and peril. Even in the Valley of Toil there were days of fair travel, with soft green grass beneath the feet, and the music of cascading streams for company. So it was when Sir Constant came to the place of fair waters. Through the valley ran a broad and pleasant stream. Lovely were the waters of that stream, and noble was their bounty. Numerous flocks grazed on the surrounding meadows, for the stream made for them a home of peace and plenty. Along the way, Sir Constant met a shepherd by the name of Caleb, a man with broad shoulders and broad smile.
Beautiful countryside, no?
Like an oasis on the journey, but so lush and green.
Aye, me and my sheep love it here. Been loving it for 30 years now. Well, it's a pleasure to meet thee, Sir Constant. Now I must return to me sheep. They do not permit me much in the way of diversion.
I enjoyed our visit.
I as well. Oh, one item of business. Thou art heading eastward up the hill?
Yes, I am.
Ah. Well, thou wilt find at the top of the hill a well of delicious water and a small hut beside the well. Inside that hut lives a very old man and a very sad story.
Tell me.
He's a man with no name, known simply as the Keeper of the Well. He's guarded that little well with a vengeance, and has served many, many people on the way with refreshment. For many a year I've tried to convince him that the king should desire him for a higher purpose, for greater things beyond that well.
Surely.
Aye, but he rejects me counsel outright, even with violence.
Strange.
Well, because he refused to listen to me, he's been a prisoner of his own small thinking. So he's guarded that well of his for 40 years. But now, the old man is at the end of his charge. Surely some honour is due him for his service.
Of course.
Well, people all around this area are preparing a great celebration to honour him down in our village. We want to invite him to join us in a special commemoration for his faithful service. And we believe it'll do the man much good. Of course, he'd never hear this counsel from me. Surely a man of thy stature can convince him, if thou be willing.
With a good heart, I shall counsel him to accept thy good deed, and accept thy honour with it.
I thank thee for thy kindness. It's a proper honour for the man. I wish thee well.
Farewell, then.
Farewell.
This is Lamplighter Theatre at lamplighter.net. And now, back to Lamplighter Theatre.
Halt! Who goes there?
My name is Constant.
This is King's water for the King's people, and oh, my good lord! Oh, my good lord!
Hello, good sir.
Art thou indeed a knight of the splendid way?
I am of the great King's service.
Oh, thou art more than welcome. It hath become all too rare to see a knight of the King pass this way. Please, sit down by the well. Here, take my cup. I promise the water you taste from this well refreshes like no other.
I am most grateful.
But before you dip your cup, look into the water to see that it is pure.
Very well.
What seest thou?
It is pure, for in its depths I see plainly the emblem of the great King.
Ah, then shalt thou drink in his name, for this is one of his wells. Enjoy thyself.
What is thy name?
Here, I am known simply as the keeper of the well.
And so, the keeper of the well and the knight refreshed themselves together, sitting there under the shade of an old oak that guarded the sweet water of the well. The keeper of the well eagerly questioned Sir Constant about his journey and his adventures. He seemed to love these tales, and yet Sir Constant could not help but notice that the eyes of the old man were filled with a strange, sad yearning. And now, almost as a child, a little afraid, the keeper of the well put out his hand to touch the shield of many battles.
The star thou sawest, it is the sign for the loyal heart of knighthood. The vision is the guide to high endeavour.
Tell me thy story.
There is not much to tell. Mine is not the high adventure, nor the mighty conquest. Mine is the story of 40 years guarding this well.
Thine is a story of faithfulness, a faithfulness that deserves great honour. I have heard that the people of this village desire to honour thee with the celebration. I urge thee to consider their request. It would do thee well, good sir.
Oh, and this would mean I would leave my post to join the celebration.
Yes, thou hast served so many, surely some honour is due thee.
I have something for thee. Wait here.
Such delicious water. So pure.
Thou shalt deceive me nevermore, for now I know thou art the Black Knight.
What?
Take up thy sword.
But sir, I am not the Black Knight, and I surely will not fight thee.
Then thou art a dishonour to thyself and to me. Take up thy sword.
I will parry. That is all.
I shall put an end to thee and thy evil once and for all.
Now the keeper of the well and Sir Constant were locked, sword to sword, strength to strength.
My heart fails me.
Sir! Oh no!
But how?
What is it?
How didst thou pass the test of the well? Only the pure receive the rite of passage.
I am not the Black Knight. Oh, sir!
He was a good man.
Who art thou?
Name's Tavish, a shepherd, and a friend of the keeper of the well. No man honored him in life, but the king will honor him in death.
I am sorry this happened, and I still do not understand what happened.
Thou knowest his story?
He was a keeper of the well, 40 years.
He was a faithful servant, and an honorable knight.
He was a knight.
Aye, when he was young, he was eager-hearted as the young should be. He dreamed of high adventure, yet not for his own glory, but for the king's. He desired some great charge in which he might prove himself worthy, this man whom we shall call Sir Nameless, set off on a quest and found himself at this lonely outpost. The previous guardian abandoned the post, but Sir Nameless resolved that he should hold it until another guardian came. But that guardian never came. For the king had chosen Sir Nameless for this duty. The king needed a knight of honor, courage, and faithfulness. And so Sir Nameless endured the many disguises and temptations of the Black Knight. He stood guard at this well for all these years, until this day. Though he was nameless among men, his name is well known and well loved by the king and his court, for the king forgets none who are faithful. And he has much love for those nameless knights who keep their lonely outposts. Didst thou take note of the beautiful stream in the valley?
Oh, yes. I have never seen such refreshing waters.
Sir Nameless kept the well pure and clean, and its overflow became a brook, and then a powerful stream, gathering into a noble river to the great sea, and its fair waters refreshed trees and flocks and men. Sir Nameless never knew the bounty that others enjoyed because of his faithfulness.
This man deserved to be honored.
He deserved more than the honor of men. He deserved the honor of the king, and that he shall receive in abundance. Thy counsel was for him to leave his post, to join a celebration in his honor.
But I wanted to encourage him. Surely that is not wrong.
Aye, but words that tickle the ears are not always best for the heart. Sir Nameless knew his duty. He was to guard his post, standing vigilant against the wiles of the Black Knight.
Then the request from Calum, the man I met in the valley, was that...
Aye.
I was deceived by the Black Knight himself, and it was my counsel that betrayed this good knight to his death.
And now thou hast a choice. Thou canst grieve for thy error, ask forgiveness, learn thy lesson, and move forward. Or thou canst dwell with thy grief and guilt as a millstone around thy neck, and thy darkened life shall be redeemed only as a lesson for others. If thou would accept my counsel, move forward. I can see thou art a good knight, and I know it would please the king.
The king?
The path of the righteous is not determined by the fall, but by the rising after the fall. Rise, Sir Constant.
Sir Constant forged on through the Valley of Toil. The way was rugged and stony, the moorland bare and bleak, and there was a solitude that oppressed his spirit. As he rounded a lake that was grey and still, his mind thought back to his days of training with Sir Fortis. He remembered the companionship of his long-lost friend, Ian the woodcarver, and he called to mind the warm and kindred spirit of Sir Ardent along the splendid way. But now those memories were lost in a mist as thick as the clouds that now covered the mountains, the goal of his quest.
Those eastward hills look so close at times, and sometimes they look so very far away.
Sir Knight,
Hello there.
thou art indeed a knight of the king's service. I have no greater joy than to meet thee. Please, thou mayst refresh thyself here in my little garden. I can see thou art weary, and it will do thy heart good.
I thank thee, sir.
I keep a boat at the lakeside. If thou desirest, I will take thee across and shorten thy passage through this region.
Thine is a good and welcome deed. Never have I felt more heavily the toil of the way.
And the goal seems no nearer than it ever did.
That very thought was in my heart as I came to the gate.
It's the thought of many at this point in the journey. So many days, so much distance. Is it any wonder that some say there is no city beyond the hills? Was it only a dream of youth?
Oh, I have seen the star. I have seen the vision of the faith. And it was no dream.
Aye. But for those who passed beyond those hills, not one has returned. Beyond that horizon is a great silence.
How should they return? They are surely in the king's service, in the king's city.
Oh, may it be so, good night. May it be so. And now for the boat, if thou should want. I will be glad to take thee to the other shore. Please, hold the boat steady on that side.
Of course.
As soon as I untie this, we will be ready for our little voyage. I hope thou wilt forgive me, Sir Constant.
Forgive me?
Oh, well, my constant questioning, it is my nature.
For all thy questions, thou seemest to know much.
Little I know, but where is he that knows much? I've watched many a discouraged knight pass through here. The way is troublesome, with mists before and behind. But I love those who have an assurance I lack, and I seek to learn from those. And here we are. Now, please, make thy way into the boat. I will shove off. Steady now. And now for the pilot.
Thou art nimble.
Yeah. Most of all do I love those who bear the armor of the king's service and seek his city. For their quest is after my own heart. Greatly would I rejoice if I could know that there was indeed a shining city beyond those clouds. The clouds I see, but the city never.
There is surely a city, my friend.
Oh, happy indeed art thou. Would that I were likewise. But I have met many whose assurance rested upon strange visions and voices and signs that might be but the likeness of their own thoughts and hopes, even as a mirage that shows water in a desert. Forgive me, brave knight, if I desire some firmer ground than that, for I am a seeker after the truth.
As am I. As am I. This wind seems to cut through my armor.
But it also empowers our journey. Now to adjust and trim. Since we're traveling upwind, we need to sail close hauled and do some tacking.
I can row.
That won't be necessary.
The shore ahead has disappeared in this mist.
Aye, and the shore behind us is the same. It happens often on this lake. Fear not, good knight. I know the way. After the toil of the day, this cool breeze is refreshing.
The wind seems to be shifting. Shall we reach the shore before fall of night?
That I did not promise. But surely, my friend, there is a shore for every sea.
The fog is getting so thick. Look out! A boat!
Yep, we can navigate around her.
Hello there! Huh?
Please, be careful when thou standest.
Look, there's no one aboard her. Strange. Like a ghost vessel.
Oh, what is it?
In the bottom of the boat, I saw a rusted shield with the emblem of the royal service.
Some set out upon this sea without a guide. Who knows what evil fate may befall them? But in this thou hast been wise. For I have traveled and known this lake as a good friend for many a year.
What is this I hear? What mystery is this? Where is thy promise to bear me safely across the water?
My promise I will keep, my good knight. If I may say, the weight we have aboard is heavy, slowing our travel.
This weight?
It is that weighty armor of thine that bears us down. Thy shield and thy mail are heavy indeed. If thou wouldst be willing, cast these into the sea, and we will make our landing much sooner and much safer.
Fool I was to trust thee! Tell me who thou art!
Fool indeed! To follow the enchanter of the Sea of Mist. What now of thy vision and voices? What now of the city beyond the hills? Oh, fool indeed!
In the name of the king!
Fool indeed!
I know nothing about piloting a boat, let alone in a storm. Oh, my king, I have failed thee. The star! Yes! Yes! I will take up my beloved shield. This sign shall be with me to the last. Those who find me shall know that I once gloried in the royal service. Though at the last, I have been shamed.
And there, in the middle of that great and terrible lake, Sir Constant resolved to die with as much dignity as he could muster for the last breath. He closed his eyes, and his thoughts dwelt on the happier days of his past, days long, long ago. And now he braced himself for the end. But something, a tug, a thought, compelled him to open his eyes.
What? What is this?
And there, high up on a hill above the mists, stood the emblem of the great king, shining in the sun of the dawn, above the dark storm that enveloped him.
Where are the oars? Surely I can make it now. Surely. There! The shoreline! Who is this? Sir! Sir! On the shore there! Please! Please wait for me!
You're listening to Lamplighter Theatre. Come visit us at lamplighter.net. Welcome back to Lamplighter Theatre.
Welcome.
Oh, I was not certain I would make it to land.
I have watched and waited long for thy vessel, for I know well the guile of the enchanter. But now it is my joy to say to thee, welcome. Welcome to the Eastwood Hills.
Oh, I am Constant.
My name is Vigil, a fisherman by trade. Come, have some breakfast.
Breakfast?
Surely thou art hungry,
Famished.
Ah. Some fish and some bread will do thee well, huh?
I am grateful to thee.
And I am grateful thou endured. Thou art very close to the city now. Finish strong, good night. Here is some bread for thee. Remember me, and thou wilt do well.
What? Vigil?
What?
Vigil? Strange. Very strange indeed.
You've been listening to Sir Knight of the Splendid Way, selected from the Lamplighter Family Collection of Rare Books. As a non-profit ministry, we depend on the support of our listeners, like you, who believe in our mission. Your gifts are tax-deductible, and your prayers essential as we build character one story at a time. Here's John Rhys Davis.
For your own copy of the book or this audio drama, visit us online at lamplighter.net or call 1-888-246-7735. And now, here's a look ahead at our next time together on Lamplighter Theatre.
Thou hast been betrayed. What seems to be light has deceived thee. It will lead thee to a path of utter darkness.
Search thine heart.
I am not worthy. That is true.
And thine heart knowest well. Thou hast failed thy king!
I'm your host, John Rhys Davis. We've enjoyed our visit with you. Come back soon. You're always welcome here at Lamplighter Theatre.